All right. Hello, universe. Hello, world. Hello, Philippines. Hello, families and friends. This is MK and Co. again on YouTube streaming live. We have a great company. MK and Co has great company. My beautiful board of directors from Exponential Empowerment Forum for Gender Equality. Of course, on the top left is our uh, professor and professor, Juris Doctor, and department head for Northern Christian College, Lawag City. All right, and also my beautiful friend, my another board directors of Exponential Empowerment Forum for Gender Equality Inc. is our beautiful Noble Queen of the Universe, 2019, and our beautiful rapid response nurse from London, no other than Miss Lucky Nelia, or her real name is Eileen Karandang. So, hello everyone. Say hello, Pam.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I hope you will enjoy today. This is Professor Juris Doctor Pam Pasyon um, from the School of Social Work, Northern Christian College. I hope you will enjoy the show.
Yes, because we have very interesting topic. It's called nurturing and self-love. How do you nurture yourself? So stay tuned and hope you are watching right now because we're also live on Facebook. All right, and uh, we are going to give you our personal experiences, how we nurture ourselves, how we give self love, because they say self love is life. You know, that which you do not have, you cannot give to anyone. So, all right, so let's shoot it away. And please don't forget to subscribe on our MK and Co. YouTube channel. And don't forget to click the bell icon so we can always notify you for further video uploads. Let's shoot it away. So, how do we nurture ourself? Nurturing is a process of caring. You know, you don't only take care of your physicality or things about your health, about your physical health, but also about your mental health and also about your spiritual health. So let's start it away. Let's start with how do you do self love, nurturing your physical health. Let's start with our beautiful queen, Miss Lucky Nelia.
Hello, everyone. Hi, good morning or good afternoon there in the Philippines. My name is Eileen Kirandang, aka Lakinelia, in Facebook. And welcome to our topic. And this is a very interesting topic that I'm sure that all of you is going to learn something from it. And it's a very interesting one. For me, it is a very important topic and for us to apply it to ourselves. Yes, Ate, um, what was our
Yeah, so how do you take care of yourself being a busy woman, a mom of two, and also a rapid response nurse, and doing all the different modeling things also, and doing other what things like modeling in different companies or so. So, can you tell us how a busy woman like you take care of yourself physically?
okay? Checking myself physically is really important because, as you said, Ate, I'm very busy, and most of the time I'm looking after other people, like my children, my family, and most especially my patients in my daily life. So it's very important for me to take care of myself. Um, as I always said to my patients, because
Mm-hmm.
I do what I preach, I told them that how are you going to love yourself? And the very first thing we have to do, the very vital one, because I think everybody forgot about it, drinking lots of water. Because nothing else, nothing beats having a good and hydrated water, hydrated body. And it's very important drinking a lot of water. And a lot of people, I think most of us forgot about that. Drinking lots of water will benefit every single cells in our body, every single organ in our body. Okay, 80% of our body consists of water, and we need to making sure that we always replace it. And as I always said to also to my my friends, my children, and my patients, that water is most vital. I always say vital is most important than food, because we can live without food for how many days, but we cannot live without water. It's very vital. I always use vital. So why is it important that the water that needs to be drinking? Because we use water every single second in our lives. Like now, we are talking. I am using water. Yeah, it's condensation they call. Okay, so I am breathing. I'm using water from my body. I am blinking. I'm using water for our body. So what's gonna happen if you're not going to drink water? Because just 80% of our body is water. This is the second time I said that. Okay, and our body is, we're so lucky that our body is very adjustable for every single thing that have happened to happen. As I said, our body have a capacity to self heal, yeah, and we have a body who coordinate each and every organ, even from the cells and everything. And that's why sometimes, and most of the time, we last longer, even if we don't drink a lot of water in our daily life. We drink other things. So our body is starting to get a lot the water from the food that we're eating. But to be honest, it's not enough. So that's why most of us has a lot of problem in, like, let's just for say, in our digestive system. So most of our illnesses is coming from our digestive system, and because our body is having a hard time, it's having a hard time to distribute the water that we are drinking. And it's like, for example, the obesity, yeah. So if you don't drink a lot of water in our daily life, we are not flushing any food that we eat, because in in our daily life we think more of eating than drinking. Yeah.
Can I cut? Yeah, I would like to add to that, Lucky. So water is really very important because in our body it's 60% water. All right, and water is known to be a body regulator. Regulates the temperature of our body,
exactly.
And we
Everything.
need to replace all the water that we use by speaking, talking, moving, perspiration. And especially for the digestive system of our body.
Mhm.
But actually, basically, water is good for all our body systems. Good for our brain. That's why we have migraines
Everything.
when we're not hydrated. And then also our heart also is affected. And also our how would you call it, kidney especially. It needs
Yes,
to
the
be
kidney.
watered down or to
That's
be.
what this. That's why there's a lot of people is having dialysis right now, having problem in their kidneys, because they don't drink enough water. Sometimes a lot of people drink a lot of alcohol, yeah, and that is not very good to our body. They drink a lot of medication, and if you don't drink enough water to flush it, it's not good for our kidneys. So there's a lot of benefit that we're gonna get from from drinking water, and even depression. For me, I think it can even help you with your depression if you drink a lot of water, because you are hydrating your brain.
That's why, because
Yeah.
there's a saying, diba, when you're nervous, you have anxiety, you say, drink some water. And then after you drink a glass of water, it makes you always feel better. But then there's a question. They said not all water are created equal. So what sort of water do you drink and when do you should drink it? Like, do you drink alkaline water? Because I believe in a good alkaline water. And I don't know, this is not advertisement, but I have machine called Kangen, and it produces different types of water. But I drink the 9.5 alkaline before meals. First thing I drink in the morning is to hydrate myself, like 4 glasses of water. And when I'm not feeling well, I add up a little bit lemon without
Yeah.
sugar, or sometimes apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to my water, 4 glasses of water, and always in 20 minutes or so, I feel much better. Like this morning, I was feeling migraine because when I was counting how many
Mhm.
glasses I drank yesterday, I only drank probably 6 glasses. And supposedly, I don't know, Lucky, if you know that when you want to hydrate yourself, it depends on your weight. And they say at least what the Department of Health Organization or World Health Organization says, drink water at least 8 to 9 glasses
Exactly.
a day. 200 ounce, not the cups or not the
And then
small glasses.
yes, and then it says at least. That means that's not the maximum.
Yeah.
That is the least that you can drink.
Yeah, because I
So,
know you have
but,
a alkaline machine there, Kangen too, right?
mhm,
So we should
yeah,
tell
I
the
do.
people it's nice to drink water before meals, because there's a saying also that you are not hungry, you are thirsty. Try to drink water first, and then if it quenches your thirst and it doesn't make you hungry, then don't eat. You know,
Mhm.
so and we have to tell the people when you drink water, especially alkaline water, before meals, you should drink it like 15 to 20 minutes before, a glass
Mhm.
full, so that it will also ready your digestive system before putting in those undigestible food like meat, which takes 3 days to digest, or seafoods takes 3 days to digest. So like yes, okay, we're only talking about the water first. So that was just
Mhm.
my add up thing, because they might be wondering what kind of water, because they're water that are acidic. You know, bottled
Yes.
water, by the way, is not healthy, you know,
Oh.
because of the chemicals that they use in bottles. And especially if you
Mhm.
leave it in your car and later on drink it, that's kind of poisonous. So
Mhm.
you should always bring. I'm an advocate for water, like you. So I always tell the people, bring your own water bottle, not plastic.
Yeah, it should be
Possibly a
bottled.
real good, yeah, bottled, or a nice. You can buy many water
Glass.
bottles now that are
Mhm.
safe, you know, and no sunlight can go through it, because they say
Yes.
if a bottle of water, when the sunlight, it's already exposed to the light, you know, it's already starting to be stale or not healthy to drink. So it's always
Mhm.
should be in a dark container when you bring it to your
Yeah.
office, and it's lasts gonna 8 or 10 hours. So somebody
Mhm.
should invest a little bit on money on a good water bottle or container that are
Mhm.
not having those poisonous chemicals in those plastics.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah. I
continue.
would like I would like also to add, because some people might be asking why is it alkaline and why is it that we have to use alkaline in our body? So as I said, at the MK said earlier that acidic water is not good to our body because if we have an an acidic body, and obviously our body have an acidic environment, and if our body have an acidic environment, it's very easy to wake up or for the cancer cells to um to be alive. Yeah, because all of our body already have a cancer. It's just we are all sleeping and everything. And then but alkaline water, if we have an alkaline environment in our body, we are um we're preventing ourselves from having a lot of different cancers or even some
Diseases.
diseases. And there is research for that. You can all research for that.
Yes.
And
Why water is
also,
important,
yeah,
right?
it's really important. And if you don't have an alkaline water, you can always you heard Abby earlier that she put some lemon on the water because lemon you think it's acid, but if you put it in the water and you're drinking,
It's
it will
alkaline.
become alkaline. So even just simple lemon, you can just put that or add the cucumber.
Yes.
Lemon and
Lemon
cucumber,
cucumber
they're
is
very good.
perfect. It's the best to
Yeah,
alkalinize
yeah,
your water,
they're perfect.
right? And the
Yeah.
next time, for those who are who love so much drinking water, buying bottles outside, bottled water, next time buy a litmus paper or a liquid pH, and you'll see that the color of
Yes.
your water is either yellowish, which is acidic type, and if it's green,
Mm,
that means it's a pH 7, that's neutral. But again, it's already exposed to the plastics and it
mm,
becomes poisonous in
yeah.
many, many cases. That's why there are different kinds of bottles that are safe to
Hmm.
use. I mean, some big, that's why
And
they're more expensive sometimes when you buy this water bottle, because
yeah.
they are either in a
Also,
bottled or in a nice plastic that is no chemical oxidation in it.
mhm,
Okay, so
yeah,
that's for the water, really important. So
it's
don't drink them on
important.
alkaline when you're eating. Alkaline water is not good for the digestion. When you are eating, don't drink the water. You have to wait an hour after you can drink again an alkaline water. So if you like you want to quench your thirst while eating, then you should sip a little bit of pH 7 or neutral, or we call it clean water. Those bottled
Mhm,
water mostly are clean water as long as it doesn't specify alkaline water. Okay, but
mhm,
really, I mean, we dwell so much on water because water is
yes.
one of the most important elements to health. To keep yourself healthy and young looking,
Hmm.
is to really hydrate yourself regularly. And the 8 to 9 glasses of water in 200 ounces uh, glasses. It's not enough when you are exposed under the sun, you're on the beach, or you during summer. So you should drink more. And then when you are sick and not feeling well, especially with fevers, you should drink more. So you should go at least 12 to 14 glasses of water for the whole day.
That's correct.
Thank you for that. And so what else? So of course the diet, right?
The diet, yes, you have to eat more, mostly green leafy vegetables, fruits and vegetables, and there's another thing because everything I'm going to say here, this is also what I tell to my family and my patients that any food that's created by nature is the one that's good for our body, and any food that's created by
Men,
man is the
like
one that is not good
what
for
you
our
mean,
body.
like GMO, and
It,
also the repacked foods, frozen
yeah,
foods, right?
yes,
It's
yeah.
unhealthy. It's
So
acidic actually.
they are, yeah. I really categorize them as unhealthy. So, but obviously, we are very used now to buy things because our mind is being brainwashed already about from media and anything that oh, and also most of the time we eat because of our taste buds. We never eat food because
With our brain.
what our body needs.
Yeah.
Okay, most of all the time we eat by our taste buds. Like let's say, or by our eyes. Like let's say, oh, that looks good. So you will
Oh,
start
smells
already
good.
imagining.
It smells
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it smells good. So even though that we don't know what is the nutritional value of that, we don't really think of that
Yeah.
now, isn't it?
So, but
So
the
like what?
safest way then is health, right? So, are you more on vegetables, fish, and white meat?
Yes, to be honest, morely I am eating white meat because my daughter she
Vegetarian.
become yeah, she become very conscious about her food as well, and obviously we are learning from each other, and she knows how to cook now mostly vegetable. Although we are not vegan, we are not a vegan people, but we are just trying to eat more vegetable
Healthier type.
than meat. Yeah,
And the reason
but
why we
once in a
take,
while,
yeah, and the
once
reason
in a
why we
while I
take,
eat.
yeah, let me,
Mm,
can I cut you there? So the reason why you will eat, and your daughter probably wants to eat vegetables and fruits, and is because it's alkaline. Anything that's fresh and uncooked are alkaline food. And
mhm,
alkaline, as you've
yeah.
mentioned, kanina, is really good for our food. So the moment you cook a
Mhm,
food, you already took
yes.
out the nutrients from it, and
Mhm.
it becomes acidic the moment it's cooked. That's why, what do you think? We should eat more fresh green
Raw.
vegetables, uncooked. Just
Yeah.
wash it
I
well.
have Yes, I have another way to that ate. I do smoothie. So smoothie, I blend them together. So most of the green one like green apple, celery, spinach or kale,
Yeah.
and then cucumber with lemon. Because I'm very busy, it's so easy for me to just blend them and then drink it. So it doesn't take a lot of time rather than eating them one by
Yeah.
one and then cook them.
Yes.
So it takes me time, and then I already know that in one day I already have what my body needs.
But
You
you know
know.
what they say? But that's the best way. Better than eating ready-made foods, or how do you call this?
Mhm,
Fast food, lane foods. So it's better to juice it when you don't have time to cook. But they
mhm,
say it's more nutritional when you eat them as they are,
mhm.
because of the
Yeah.
added fiber, extra fiber that you are eating when it's not juiced out. Because the body wants
Yes.
to digest something, at the consistency the body needs for digestion.
Mhm,
Kasi
mhm.
sometimes the
Yeah.
smoothie is just too smooth already, so
It's too smooth.
it's just an alkaline liquid thing
It will
that you're
just
putting in your
easily.
body, right? But sometimes we need
Yeah.
fiber, so sometimes it's nice to
You need
bite
fiber.
it and then let the
Mhm,
stomach digest it at the best
mhm,
consistency while it's in our stomach. Yeah,
mhm.
so yeah, avoid the cooked food especially, but you can blanch vegetable, right?
Mhm.
A
Yes,
lot of
yes,
types
you
of
can.
vegetable you can just blanch it, just pour
Mhm,
hot boiling water quickly into them, and then remove it, and then put them on cold water right away and eat them.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
or we call it the
Yeah,
steaming, right?
yeah,
Steaming.
yeah.
Like fish, the
So
best way is to steam your fish,
fresh,
and then just put
steam it.
butter and
That's
lemon,
correct.
right?
Or sometimes we just put it in the oven.
Right? And
Put it in the oven.
so
We rarely fry. We rarely fry. If we crave, yes. Sometimes we do that. Yeah. Sometimes we entitled to cheat, or we're entitled to
yeah,
really just satisfy our body. But the main thing is what you're doing every day.
yes,
And then, like, let's say for example us, we're saying, oh, so you don't eat this, you don't eat that. No, we do eat that because obviously sometimes we crave. Like for example, if I'm outside, or if I'm in the party, I will eat whatever I want
what
to
they
eat.
serve. Nice cheesecakes, cream cakes,
Yeah,
chocolate
yeah.
cakes,
So
desserts,
yeah,
and then cooked
yeah, I
food.
eat all that. Yeah, but obviously the most important is what you're doing in your daily life.
Yeah, okay.
Your everyday diet. That
So
is one of the
that's what you
important
do.
things.
So mostly you do a smoothie, you juice out, and try as much as
Mm-hmm,
possible eat some white meat and
mm-hmm.
cooked vegetables, right?
Yeah,
So,
cook veg.
and that's why sometimes supplements are invented, because we cannot get all the nutrition, especially if we cook our food. You lose all the nutritional value of the vegetable that you cook or the meat that you cook. So, but then as much as possible, you know what, even it looks fresh in the supermarket, that's been already picked from the farm probably 8 hours ago, and how many days has it been there lying in your grocery. So again, it's already less fresh and less nutritional,
Mm-hmm.
the food that you buy in the markets. That's why Pam, let's hear from Pam about having diet and good food from Ilocos, because she can just pick the vegetables and fruits from her garden, and that's the best uh,
Yes.
way of doing it, because it's really the nutrition of all the plants and the food that you pick from your tree immediately and you eat it. Then really you get everything that you need in there. Unlike us who live in the city, sometimes it's been there 1 week lying. Wala na siya, hindi na siya fresh. Wala na yung
Yeah.
alkaline juice niya doon at mga minerals. Okay, Pam, how do you take care of yourself with the diet in
Okay.
Ilocos?
With respect to the diet, it is important as to make us healthy, nurturing body, so that we have a very nurturing mind. Like Lucky has said, the Noble Queen has said about digestive system. Dating before, I have a problem, a little bit problem about colon. So I tried a lot of things. So I went to the doctor. I tried a lot of root crops and everything. They give me a lot of medications and everything. There was only one thing that healed me, which is part of physical nurturing, and that is exercise. You know, becoming proactive, eating the right, your right fresh foods, vegetables, fruits, and everything. And also, during this pandemic, you see, exercises, it releases good happy genes, and it affects the your concentration, your being alert, and all those sorts of things. So when you do physical exercises, you need to have some kind of physical discipline. In as much as you want to crave for chocolates, you want to crave for sweets, you want to crave for in Ilocos we have the bagnet, mix it with the pinakbet. So sometimes I have to control myself, but I really, to be honest, I cheat sometimes. But you know, you have to do some exercises and drink really a lot of water. I have a testimony on that. Lucky is right in yourselves because I drink a lot of water when I was in another university. I did not, you know,
Right.
it was
In the
pandemic.
rain?
It was raining. So there were less
No.
times for exercises. I lost weight because of the
There,
water.
there, there.
No. So that's one way of physically nurturing
Make it fast. Make it fast.
your physically nurturing kind of lifestyle. Another one is yes, you're right. We have all the fresh fruits and vegetables in our place in Ilocos, but because it is pandemic, um, there were lockdowns and we had problems about supplies of the basic commodities in the even here in Ilocos. So it's again you have to think mentally. You know, you have to try to analyze things. What should I do? Where will I get the nutrients? Then nobody's, you know, there are no produce, there are no supplies. So I started gardening. So I had some a little bit of, you know, the malunggay and also those tops and everything. So that's how I nurture my body. And
Physically.
also because it is pandemic, of course, we have to be mindful of the vaccination, right? So just recently, I had the vaccination and drink the right medicine. So I have vitamin C, like Lucky has said. So when I asked Lucky, how did your body react after 9 hours of vaccination? I didn't feel anything though. So I didn't have any headache or anything. That means to say you have a very good immune system, which is right. So our body, physically body reacts to different chemicals that we put in, whether food or medicines or anything. So it's about discipline and good physical exercises. We don't need to go to the gym. We don't need to go to the gym. I used to go to the gym, but it's so taxing. It costs a lot of money, and besides, it's pandemic. So what can you do inside the house? Just have you clean up. You do a lot of things, and by that way, in 30 minutes already, I was sweating. important thing is you sweat. If you don't sweat, that's it. You release the toxins of your body. And, when you have physical exercises, your brain becomes alert. Mental health comes in.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
that.
important.
That's and an addition to what you have said. Yes, exercise is very important
Yes.
because it releases toxins. That you secrete or excrete through
Yes.
perspiration some toxins out of your body, and then your elimination becomes regular when you exercise also. You know, so your bowel movement will be regular. I have a saying that when I used to facilitate for health and wellness, I say always remember the triangle. On the right is the liver, kidney, the chemical intake that you put into your body. And then on the left is your heart. So you need exercise and sleep. Good rest is very important. And
Yeah.
then the base is
Yes.
the knowledge and spiritual wisdom. Because that which you do not know, you cannot do it to your body. So ignorance kills. So it's important that you have
Mhm.
knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge that comes with wisdom.
Yes.
So always remember that triangle to become healthy. So on the right side, all the chemical intakes and all the food intakes that you do, because everything becomes chemically processed inside
That's
our
correct.
body.
Correct.
All right. So yes, that's very good.
And
Exercise for me, my sister says, just dance. When you cannot go out, just dance. And if there's fresh air,
mhm.
open your window and then breathe some fresh air, and then just do your shaking. Count maybe 500 times and that shake, and do again another movements, another 200 times until you can do 10 minutes, and then increase it in 15 minutes. But then for our age, like you have to do your stretching before you get up, because a lot of people get accidents just suddenly getting up because they're rushing for their time, or they go to the toilet and they just sprung up from their bed, and normally you hurt yourself. So yes, Lucky, any addition to that?
yes, in addition to our sister Pam said about the growing vegetables in our backyard. We don't need to have a big backyard, so there's a lot of things that we can do now, like um, put in a small pot, for the tomato. If you don't have backyard, if you don't have a garden, but you can put a small pot, put it in the top of your the sink. You can do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to have big lots to do all of that.
Yeah, and
To even use a
we
tomato.
call that vertical gardening in the cities.
Exactly. Yes. The, there's a saying. I know. If there's a will, there's a way. It's really important that sometimes we grow some of our food. Growing our food is also very important for us, for our mind as well, because like you are nurturing a plant, and then that plant that you are nurturing, that you're going to put it in your body. That's why you're going to look after it really well,
And it
right?
nurtures your mind and your emotion, because when you see
Exactly.
what you have
Yes.
planned and looks so good, and you know that's going to be fresh that you're going to eat,
Yeah.
then you feel nurtured, or you feel good.
Like in my house, I have basil, I have mint. I really like the mint because I can just pick it up in the of the pot, and then boil the water, and then wash it thoroughly, and then put it in a boiling water, and it's really nice to sip it. It's
Yeah.
like that's my tea. So it's really nice that you grow yourself the food that you're going to
Yeah,
eat.
even just the herbs
Yeah.
that you use regularly, or
Yes. Yes.
like me in on my terrace, I have my kamote tops,
Yes.
and kamote tops is very good for toning the blood. It's
Yes.
very rich in vitamin A and other nutrition. So I
Even
mix
the
that.
leaves.
Yeah, just put it in on the top for anything, even for my spaghetti. I do vegetable spaghetti, and I put bean
Hmm.
sprouts and that vegetable kamote leaves, and
Hmm.
it tastes very good. Pesto,
Yeah.
pesto, olive
Yeah.
oil, and tomatoes, and then you saute it with a little bit of bean sprouts and then a little bit of my leaves. Then I have a meal. And then
Exactly.
it always
Yeah.
feels good when you say, Oh my God, it's just so fresh. So all the nutrients
Mhm.
are still there, right?
You will be proud of yourself if you're the one who's doing, make growing all the food that you're going to
Correct.
eat. You're gonna
That's
be proud of
Exactly,
yourself.
yeah.
yes.
It's
And then
not.
there's another thing about the exercise. Yes, it's really important to have an exercise. Some people they prefer to go to the gym, and that is their how to encourage themselves. We all have different way of encouraging ourselves.
Correct.
But for those people who are very busy like me, I don't have time for a gym. And then for me, I used to gym before, but because I've been having some busy life and everything, and I said to myself, I don't have time for that. And then I start gaining weight and everything. So for me, there's a lot of ways for you to exercise. Like for example, what I have told Pam that you don't need to exercise. Do your house chores. I remember back home I do bunot
Oh yeah,
because
scrubbing
you
the
need
floor using
yeah,
coconut hash.
scrubbing the floor. Yes,
Coconut
because
hash.
you need to make yourself your heart pump once in a
Mm.
while for your good circulation, but to help your heart to pump well and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, scrubbing the floor is one of, or dancing in front of the TV, or dancing with your family, because that's one of the, how do you call this, bonding, dancing with your family. If
Yeah.
your family one of your family doesn't know how to dance, teach them. So
Yeah.
that's a very good bonding,
Yeah.
and good quality time with your family. And also like what I do, because I drive most of the time because of my job. So I drive going to the patient's house. So what I do, if it's summer, yeah, good weather, I try to park a little bit farther
Further
than patient's
and
house.
walk it.
Mm.
Like even like,
Walk.
yeah, yes. So sometimes let's say because I know already the roads here in London where I visit patients. So it's like okay, I said okay, my patient's house is over there, so I'll park here so that I have time to
Walk back.
to
Walk
walk.
back.
Yes.
Right.
Also, I don't I don't use the lift. If it's just in the second floor or third floor, lift is elevator, by the way. So I try to use the stairs. So there's a lot of way how you're going to do that, or even just legs. For example, I was doing some photocopier, okay?
Baka
So
nakakain.
I jog in place even while waiting for the photocopier to
Yung
finish.
battery.
So do a lot of things for yourself. Exercise is really important. But as I said, I remember
Battery
our
free.
friend here said that even just drinking water, she lost weight. Yes, you will lose weight in drinking water because you are regulating your body. You are
Eating
every
less.
time
Eating less.
yeah, you're eating less, and not only that, you are cleaning your body, you're cleaning your digestive system.
Yes,
You'll
totally.
be going to the toilet most of the time, but well, as I always said to most of my patients, don't think going to the toilet and passing urine is a nuisance. Don't think of that. Every time you pass urine or every time you do your elimination, you say, thank you. I just clean my body. Thank you. I just throw away the rubbish or the trash in my body. That's how you look at it because that's a body fact.
Yeah.
If you
So
eat,
yeah.
we think of elimination. Like we say, okay, I eat three times a day yesterday, tomorrow or today. How many times did I go to the toilet to pass urine? Or did I open my bowel today? That you have to think of that as well because you can't just keep putting rubbish or trash or not trash food in our body and then your body is not going to eliminate that.
They
Well,
say,
you have to
yeah,
think
can
of
I
that.
catch you? Can I add to that before I forget? So, a health guru says before you put anything in the morning, you should make sure that you have eliminated first. And if you have not
Mm,
eliminated for the around lunch and like that, then just eat vegetables. So
yes,
to help it eliminate, because if you don't eliminate before you put in those heavy food, undigested food or heavy to digest food, then on top of it, the more you will be constipated. So you should
Yes,
drink
you
lots
should
of
drinking
juices
three
and
glasses
water
of water in the morning.
before you eat or put something heavy. you know that's why the Filipino way sometimes of eating breakfast, langonisas and wow, fried meat, rice, and fried eggs. It's so a full meal,
Unhealthy.
and they have not even eliminated yet, and that's why sometimes you see people with big stomachs because there's so many things that are not yet taken out from the stomach, you know and
You have to give your time.
you have to clean it before you put something in it. That's why there's also detoxification, as they say. And the only way to detox is either you do it naturally using vegetable fiber, fruits with high in fibers, and really a lot. And malunga is very good fiber, by the way.
Very good.
It can really clean you very well if you eat a lot of the malunggay or ampalaya or anything that's leaves. Pero hana yung half cook lang, right? So
Mhm.
yes, that's a nice one you were telling us. So para nurturing is a process, not only like the very basic of diet, good water, oxygen is very important, fresh air, by the way. So to nurture yourself to have that fresh oxygen, as you said, walking from your car to another place, taking the lift or the elevator, taking the stairs, I mean, instead of taking elevator, is nurturing and giving you to breathe. It's good for your lungs, right? And
Mhm.
also, yeah, the oxygen. But then the nurturing part, the other nurturing part is how do you nurture yourself physically? Like they say, you have to do an exercise that pleases your mind and your heart. So dancing is my favorite, that pleases
Me
me.
too.
You know, if you put a good music that you feel it into your bones, then that's the good of music that will make you bounce and do your dance exercise. So you have to choose what, because there's a certain music I like, lambada. It makes me
Mhm.
shake. That kind of
Mhm.
music, and also Middle Eastern music. It goes into my bone, and I cannot stop moving. But I would really like to dance it, and Hawaiian, and
It's right.
and Tahitian music, and Egyptian music, belly dance music. Then I cannot stop, or I cannot just sit down. I have to get up and dance it.
Yes.
So that's one way of nurturing yourself
Mhm.
physically, because exercise is so boring, right? You know,
It's boring, but you can always make it
fun.
interesting. You
Yeah.
can always make something to encourage yourself
So it should be a
for,
nurturing process of exercise, right? So
yeah.
nurturing process of taking care of your physical body. What happened to my outline? Anyway, so I wrote down there how to nurture. Like you can, like if you have a favorite dog, right?
Uh-huh.
Put him on the leash or her on the leash, and then go for a walk. Kasi parang you're enjoying it, And then, or
Exactly.
somebody with your daughter, it could be a time for you to talk to each other. So that's kind of nurturing, that you're doing exercise with your daughter or your son, and then you're talking at the same time. That's nurturing
Yeah.
yourself at the
Or
same
or
time, physically.
cycle together with your
Yeah,
family. Things like
exercising
that. A
together.
lot of things, to be honest, that is also good is like encourage your children to do things with you, because you are also nurturing your relationship with your family. Have a good that quality time with them, good bonding with them,
Yeah,
things like that. And at the addition to what you said earlier, Ate, about dancing or put music that you love, I actually um, try to advise some of my patients, because most of my patients are elderly, so most of them are not very active, and I am telling them to be active. And then they said, "Oh, I have this and I had that." And I said, "Okay, if you cannot stand up, why not if you do it while you're sitting down? In the morning, making sure that you play a music that you love, and then you can start doing all that thing, and
yeah.
then do your legs, because especially if you're not working, you need to do to make it sure that your legs, your
Limbs,
the
all
muscles
your
of your
limbs and
legs,
your legs
yes,
must move.
all your limbs, muscles of your legs, it's still working. You need
Yeah.
to, to use
Yes.
them, because the more you don't use them, the more you're gonna waste all of that, and that's one of the reasons why you cannot stand, why you cannot walk long anymore, because you have this, you will be having pain, you'll be giddy, you'll be a lot of. So that's kind of thing that I said to my patient. Like I say, okay, even just happy birthday, the whole process of happy birthday, even you just move your body like
What,
that, you
10 times
do.
happy birthday? 10 times singing the happy birthday.
Yeah, and then some of them I also tell them, even just like close open, that's a good thing already. That's
Yeah.
one of the good things. How are you going to look after yourself? Because
Yeah.
nobody can look after you
And
the way you want it to be looked after.
and also they
And
say try to get some lunch break. Go for a walk.
yeah, lunch
I mean,
break,
especially
have
for professors and people are working in the offices where they sit down a lot. Try to get out, at lunch, have a real lunch break, stand up, and then go somewhere that's airy and
what
just do your stretching and just stand up and let the circulation of blood goes to your feet, and then to that's very important, to nurture yourself and give your time for exercise really. But sometimes we make it an exercise. I'm too busy, but I think we should put always a reminder in front where you can see it every day. Like, have you eliminated? Have you drunk your water 8 9 glasses a day? Whatever. Have you done your exercise even just for 10 minutes? Have you done your stretching? Because it's so important,
mhm.
even 5 to 7 to 10 minutes every day that you move, and then the lungs. You feel the lungs that you're somehow it's been stimulated. It's pumping good and you are gasping for breath. That's good because when you're gasping for breath, that means it's working. And if there's something wrong, then you should really take care that you really exercise regularly because it's good for the lungs. All right, so caring for oneself in a nutshell is to live healthy through healthy foods, get enough sleep, get enough exercise, get enough oxygen into your body, and avoid drugs and alcohol. Drink more water, preferably alkaline water before meals. All right, so try to do something every day that you really like and the body respond to that likeness. So that's very nurturing thing. And then of course for pandemic practice hygiene, di ba? And
Very good.
then sabi nila also caring for oneself is to really build yourself for that sense of belonging because you're physically in the good mood and you look beautiful when you have that sense of belonging, someone who loves you and you love back, right? So try to do something every day that's nurturing to you physically, right? And it makes you happy at the
Yes.
same time. Okay, so and other ways of nurturing is also mental health. All right, so what can you say to that, Pam?
Well, one of the most important, apart from the physical, is the mental health. Okay, it's our mind. So, because what the mind conceives, the body achieves. So, how do we nurture our mind, our mental health, psychological health? First of all, we need to stop worrying. So, one of the problems about mental health is anxiety, fear, and worrying. So, fear is feelings and emotions appearing to be real, di ba? So, how do we stop worrying? People worry when, they can't be able to fulfill what they need to fulfill. Or
Uh-huh.
when they have some plans for the day and they aren't able to come up or comply with anything that they need to do during the day, they tend to worry. Most of the problems that we have in Asia, and even especially when I work in the
Mm-hmm.
UK, in social services. Actually, I'm a social worker by profession, and in the course we have psychology. So one of the reasons for anxiety and fears are, you have um, misplaced priorities. So you have to know how to love yourself. So how is self-love being manifested in a person? So that's not being selfish. You start loving yourself physically,
Mm-hmm.
and how do you love yourself? You start to improve yourself, to empower yourself. You have to learn new things. You have to follow your passion. There are some in the colleges and universities. I just want to say hi to my students
Hello
from Northern
there.
Christian College School of Law. We have, and also my students from the School of Law in Northern UNP, University of Northern Philippines, and also thank hi to my batchmates, and also high school, college, and law. So what I'm saying is that mental health, you tend to worry, you tend to get nervous because you didn't get enough sleep, especially when you go to school, you have examinations, you fail to complete your sleep for about 8 hours. So imagine, I always say to my students, you need to sleep. It will affect your concentration, and when you get frustrated, you have fears, you tend to have generalized anxiety disorders, you worry a lot. So you see, I told them you have to prepare, but you have to sleep. So that's nurturing your mind to concentrate. Secondly, what else? There are things that you need to bear in mind that we need to be not so much busy, but a balanced lifestyle. That means to say that you have to learn, you have to read, you have to know new things because especially when during these times, it's some people are experiencing they lost their job, they have furlough. What are the things that keep me busy instead of facing the wall? I don't have my job. I'm worried. I don't have money. So what do you do? So one of the things that you have to do when that things happen, it affects your brain. Because if you don't read, if you don't learn something, or start to harness or pursue your hobbies and fashion, the empty mind is the favorite space and place of the devil. Kung ano-anong maiisip mo. So you become depressed. So depression is very rampant because especially not only with the young generation today. Hi, my students, I'm always saying you this, that you have to concentrate. You eat the right diet, the right sorry rather food um, to nourish your mind and body. Because if you don't concentrate, you tend to be in fear. What's my grade? What's going to happen? Am I going to fail? So once uh, frustration, worrying, anxiety comes in, you become depressed. And depression comes in, look for the triggers of depression. Kasi pag wala ka ng, support networks, you tend to be alone. You are withdrawn. You are, you don't want to talk to anybody else. You don't want to see the light. I've experienced that because of frustrations, but it's only you who will help yourself. But you have to have faith, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay, can I cut you
Pray.
there? Can I add up to what you're
Hmm.
saying? So, to nurture your mind and or your
Mm-hmm.
brain is to really be mindful. Be mindful
Uh-huh.
of the things that makes you happy, that triggers that makes you negative, giving you that negative emotion. And you have to write down all the triggers that gives you negative emotions and all the things that makes you happy. And of course, do more of the list on the left side where it makes you happy, rather, and then avoid the ones that gives you negativity. That's called mindfulness towards your happiness and for the mental health. Write down all the things that
Yeah.
you are fear, your fears. Write down all your fears, your anguishes, your anxiety.
Mm.
What are the triggers that makes me this? And then so it's really important to be mindful, not only, yes, of course, it's very important to eat good food for that builds serotonin level, because there are rich food rich in serotonin, like magnesium. Food that are rich in magnesium, or at least take a supplement of 500 milligram magnesium. Rich in serotonin, dopamine is also walnuts, pistachio nuts, almond nuts, turkey meat, watermelons, salmon is good, and then many other foods. You can Google it. So it gives you that healthy brain first, you know. So it gives you those good hormones so that you can think better, you will all have a healthy mind. So yes, Pam, it's very important to tell your student to write down. So it's really being mindful is very important for the health of the mind. Right. So anything to add up also before I go to Pam again? Yes,
Okay.
Eileen.
I just want to add um I just want to add about mind your own business.
That too. I like
Mind your
that.
own business for the
That's a good
reason
one.
that minding your own business, because I always believe that we are all um, tayo ang nagko-cause ng problema natin. Tayo lang din
Yeah, yeah,
ang
yeah.
makakapag kaligaya ng sarili. We have to choose our happiness most of the time. We have to choose our peace of mind most of the time. And how are you going to do that? Mind your own business. Well, the reason that if this is what happened, Filipino, okay? Lagi natin iniisip, we always think about what other people think of us. This is why there's a lot of depression. This is why there's a lot of sadness. Because they think other people. Is that people, are they going to give you happiness? Ha? Alam mo si ganito, ganyan. Kung ganyan ang tingin nila sa'yo. Ha? Kung sinasabi nilang malandi ka. Ha? Mamamatay ka ba? Ha? Words are just words. You have the choice to make it sharp or to make it dull. You have a choice to keep worrying about what they said about you or ignore them. Okay? So which one do you want to do? Okay? So, me, ang dami nangyari sa buhay ko. Ang daming nangyari sa buhay ko. At lahat ng each and everything that happened to my life, I tried to get lessons from each of them. And then I try not to do it again. Try to reflect. Okay? I try to reflect if it's going to happen again, because obviously it will happen again. It will happen again. If it's going to happen again, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it better from the last time? Because it will keep happening, especially if you are surrounded by toxic people. Toxic people that always think about other people said and then always say bad things about you, always say that, surround yourself with people who can lift you up. Surround yourself with people who tells you that, ito pa, pag meron kang kaibigan na nagsasabi sa'yo na, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, sometimes, huwag ka naman masaktan agad. Kasi may mga kaibigan din naman tayo na, sila kasi parang minsan ang mayor ng buhay natin. Diba? So, kung anong sasabihin nila, always take it as a constructive, and how are you going to change yourself for them to change them, kung ano ang sasabihin nila sa'yo. Kasi we need to have friends. We need to, good relationship with our family and everything.
But let me cut you there. Wait. Not everybody, like, it's nice to have a lot of friends like that, but it's nicer to have friends with like minds. You should be
same mentality as yours as well.
The same,
Yes, that's
the
correct.
way you think. Kasi it's lesser confusion and lesser, how do you call this,
It's true. That's very
issues
true.
in life if you only concentrate or be with people the same as you think, the same minds.
Mhm.
Kasi the reason why sometimes we become close to people who are less minded. Do I say less minded, Professor? Then that's the thing when they don't understand you. So then
Oh,
they
yeah.
start giving you labels and they start giving their assumptions, misjudgments. So,
Misjudgment.
but don't be affected. People's
No.
assumptions, opinions, and assumptions, don't be affected with it because these are just how do you call this, ignorance of
Mm-hmm.
not knowing you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi sabi nila opinion is just a medium between ignorance and truth. They don't know the truth, so they're ignorant about you, so they just give you an opinion. That's why it's so cheap to give one
Opinion.
person's opinion, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you say it's my in my opinion, never say in my opinion because that means you don't know what you're talking about. Always say in my personal experience, or how I feel about this. Is better to say that. So when a person
Mm-hmm.
say, "Ah, opinion ko lang yun," no, that means you're ignorant. You don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So be with people with like minds like you, if possible.
Yeah.
That's good for your health. Because if you
Yes.
have a lot of friends who are negative, then di ba sometimes it's so tiring and it affects
It's so
your
tiring.
mind, your mental health, right? Of course, we have to, Pam says, we have to enrich our minds. When there's something wrong about you, then search something to improve you. Search something to improve your skill, your talents, your capabilities, so that you can be the better version, if not the best version of you, right? So continue study and education. There's so many things to learn. You know, I can see some of my friends, they are all, they can be great in what they do, or they have much money, they are wealthy, but there are times when you can see that they don't even communicate well, or they don't even have the aura of empowerment, you know. So, yes,
Yes.
continuous
And
progression. Yes, Eileen.
there's another thing. Kasi most of us, we've been brought up na, o hindi na naman talaga, unconsciously na, na brought up tayo to look after our sadness. You know, we look after sadness more than happiness. We think about sadness more than happiness, you know? And but we have a choice not to think about and not to look after it. Okay? Kaya maraming depression.
Yeah.
Kasi mas gusto nilang isipin ang mga bagay na hindi mas ganda sa buhay nila kaysa yung sa mga bagay na magandang nangyari sa buhay nila. Like for example, in my situation, okay, to be honest, I used to be like that. Oh, I'm trying to change it. Sometimes, kasi nakasanayan na natin na i-look after yung sadness eh. Di ba? I-look after yung anong mga bad things na nangyari sa atin. Please, let them go. Nangyari na yun. Wala ka na magagawa doon. So,
Yeah.
kung ano ang present, yun ang anin mo. Tsaka yung pain, wag mo na masyadong namnamin. Wag mo na, kasi iniwan ako, kasi ganito ba yan. Think about good things na bakit yung mga nangyari sa buhay mo yun. And then, look at in a positive perception. Kasi, kung lagi ka na lang, oh, masakit kasi ito, masakit. Eh, sinabi mo masakit eh. Talagang masakit. Oh, di ba?
Correct. But and then it goes back to empowering yourself, diba? If you know who you are, if you know who you are and how you are at what you do, nobody can put you down because
Yun.
if that person hurt you and you have your own personal boundaries and rules towards friends,
Thank you.
towards lovers, towards families, the moment they cross that, then stop.
Leave
Then
them.
you say,
Yeah,
disconnect yourself from them if you can afford. I say can afford because there are times when we allow our families and our husbands and our lovers because we are financially dependent or we are emotionally dependent. You know, that's why you must make yourself whole by knowing who you are through your values. So, why should you cry for somebody who broke your values? That means they're not the kind of people you should have, right? So important for our mental health is to be mindful of who you are. Ano ba, what do you want out of life? And don't concentrate on the things that you don't like. Many of us concentrate and say, but I don't like that. Why don't we concentrate on something we like? Like we like people, we like the type of men, we like the kind of food, we like that kind of company, we like this kind of situation and events to be involved in. Diba? So mindfulness talaga of things that you like and it pleases your mind, and your heart, it gladdens your heart. If we only concentrate on that, then, and basing on your values, diba, the moment you see a person na, oh no, she's not of my value, like something happened to me recently, I gave them my passion and my heart, and then they are not in the same core values, they don't appreciate me, so, okay, you feel kind of a little hurt because you were stupid enough to trust them again. At least I gave them a chance. No, then, okay, it hurts you that they did not see they don't think the way you think, and they don't appreciate you as much. So, those people you don't appreciate, then cut them off. Finish. Remove your love. Take out your love. Just be diplomatically okay with them, but not stop giving your heart and your mind. Because when the moments you stop loving, it's because there's no more respect, there's no more trust from that person. So that's why your love and your emotion, you give up. That's why you get hurt. Diba?
Yes.
So, tatlo lang yan na you have to remember. The moment the person doesn't respect your mind, your presence, and what you want, or as a person, and then the trust, if you no longer don't trust that person, or she doesn't trust you, then why give your love and emotion?
Exactly.
Remember, emotion is everything from here, huh? Everything is here.
Exactly.
Right? So make sure that you do things make sure you do things that you love and you like, and be with the people you love and like, and like-minded people. Because when you are happy with those people, you're happy here, and your emotion and disposition is happy. So simple lang yun, di ba?
Simple lang. Make your life
in other words,
okay. Yes, going back to Pam.
Well, some people are, dami kong kaibigan. Yeah, like in social media. When social media originated in 2006 or something, so everyone was adding other people, and other people.
Even they're not their friends.
And then other, until I end up streamlining my social media because they became more toxic,
Correct.
Don't be afraid. What I can say is that, we're going to part ways, we're best of friends. But if this friend of yours doesn't like you, of course you have to give some sense of forgiveness once, twice. But if it becomes vicious at all, and it is not a healthy relationship, why keep the friendship? Okay, so don't be afraid. We shouldn't be afraid
To
to
disconnect.
lose somebody.
To
To
disconnect.
disconnect. I say to disconnect. Hindi ka naman magiging social deviant doon kasi you are trying to disconnect this person in your life. It is affecting your physical health. It is affecting your mental health, and spirit is low. So if you want to nurture your body, be with people who value you, like MK and my sister here has said that this is important to be with the same people of the same mindset, wavelengths, and who respects you. And this way, you grow. Your
Correct.
potential grow. You don't go down. And if you go down, you go up together, you go up together. You pull each other up. Look at exponential. I'm sorry, but I have to tell you that when I use that kind of mindset, I call it wise mind. Because before, if everything was intellectual, mind, intellectual, dami kong alam. But I don't have empathy. I don't have emotional quotient. Okay, so I don't have patience. I don't know how to communicate, loud voice, modulate, and everything. But when I've learned so much about, we teach that in school. My students, we teach that empathy, altruism. But if you practice that, your physical, emotional, mental, and social health becomes more and more progressive, not regressive. So it
Healthy
is
mind, you
also
have a
important,
healthier mind.
healthy mind, healthy body, happy. If
Em-
you are happy over everything that you do, it radiates, it resonates. So I am not a stable to that. I love myself. It's not being selfish. Love myself first until I was able to focus and concentrate with the things that I need to accomplish. And then when you do that, that is a good sign of physical, mental, and social health already. Then you achieve. Then you have healthy friends. I mean, it's not that you don't want to have somebody sickly, but the thing is, it's the mindset, it's the values, it's the respect aspect of life. I think that would be, in a nutshell, ganun yun. So,
yeah.
ah,
So,
ayoko na siyang mawala sa akin.
but
No.
to add that up,
No,
Professor
that's not
Pam,
it.
so self-respect is self-love. You know,
Yes.
self-love is self-respect. So if you respect yourself, you love yourself, and if other people don't respect you, at least if you keep that self-respect, you know, then it should be okay, you know. Nothing can hurt you, nothing can distract you because you know who you are. Respeta mo yung sarili
Yeah.
mo. Pero kung hindi mo respetado yung mind mo and your disposition, then you will waver and then maybe will be feeling hurt when another minded person says something otherwise about you, right? But one thing more is, of course, we cannot please everybody, and we cannot be any more best friends with anybody, but we can be, how do you call this, diplomatically friends with people, and we just have to forgive them. You know, there are times like, remember when I was telling you, oh, there's this somebody who doesn't appreciate what I've done for them or what I'm trying to do. So then what I did is, like I talked with some people with same minded like you, Pam, and we said, oh well, they don't think the way we do. What can you do? I mean, maturity doesn't come all at the same time for the people around us, right? And be thankful that we are mature enough. Then we'll just have to forgive yourself. Forgive
And
yourself first
forget.
for allowing
And move
yourself to be
on.
hurt or to be disappointed, and then learn from it, and then just forgive them. They can still be your hi hello friends, but they're no longer belonging deep into your heart,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Wala na sila sa loob ng puso mo. Dito lang sila sa
Thank you.
ibabaw. Ibabaw lang, right?
Oh,
Superficial friends.
okay.
And then they say,
Uh,
okay, keep your relationships in priority. What are these relationship in priority? Because it gives you, they said, success in life is affected by the quality of relationships that you keep. So if you have a good relationship with yourself,
Thank you.
then
I was about to say
automatically
that.
you have good relationship with others, and prioritize those people who love you. Yeah, those that encourages you, the one that lifts you up and enriches your mind. And I love my daughters, you know, my mom, because these are the ones that tells me the truth, and they're the ones that I know that they really love me, and I listen to them. So, diba? Why listen to those people who don't really love you so much? You know, or with all who you are, from the tip of your toes to the tip of her. So I only listen to the people that I respect. Like I listen to you, Pam, and I listen to you, Lucky. So I can ask your ideas when I need certain suggestions, recommendation, or opinions, right? But the other people, they always take a priority on your list. Those people who are you really trust and have respect about what they're gonna tell you. And then the rest, don't even ask. Don't even tell them
Mhm.
about
That,
yourself and what's going on in your life because they won't understand. Diba? So then, that's what I
kaya nga,
learned.
they always say, I'm mindful of the fact that, relationship is not always by blood. Relationship is by respect and values. So, you know, some of the things that are happening at the moment is family relationships breakdowns and everything. Being psychologists and social workers, we always tend to try to make bridge the gap. Bridge the gap. But if the relationship is really impaired, even in working relationship, then you just have to move on and disconnect. Even in strained relationship, they can't work together. May mga ganong background. So, I think you don't push yourself na, you still have to do this. But if it's not healthy, disassociate yourself, disconnecting lang naman. So, kasi yung mga friends mo talaga is close. The one that values you, you learn something, and it makes you feeling really healthy
Yeah.
from today and in the future. But what I'm saying is that, again, relationship and feelings is not based only on blood. It is relationship is also based on respect, values, and self love,
Like-mindedness. So,
like minded.
Pam, so we should only choose our friends actually. Choose those people you
Yes.
share yourself with, you share your mind with, you share your skills and talents with. You should only be with this kind of friends who will really appreciate and doesn't waver na, no, your mind is wrong. So be with friends who respects your mind. We can be different,
Mhm.
but I understand why you think that way otherwise, right? So be
Mhm.
with those kind of people. If only we could do that, then there'll be no more backbiting and like that because you have chosen who your friends are and who you deal with. Ako, choosing ako.
Sabi
I
nga
know,
nila, yeah?
no,
Sabi nga nila, uh, one of the biggest problem in this world is poor communication and languages and understanding. So if there are no friends, whether what kind of relationship, whether marital, friendship, or any
business,
working
friendship.
relationship or anything, the problema sa buong mundo is because of poor communication, understanding, and languages. So kung, even if you have mental health, physical health, social health, and all those aspects of nurturing, but if you are not, you have to, you need some kind of sense of literacy and understanding. So if you don't know how to communicate, kahit Tagalog, Ilocano, hindi ka marunong umintindi, hindi ka magkakaintindihan. Break up,
Yeah,
wala.
correct.
So that's
So,
it. So
ang ibig
communication,
sabihin ni
language.
Pam, you're trying to say it in a nutshell, you should have communication with EQ, emotionally intelligent communication. So let's go to Miss Beautiful Eileen.
Why is it that there is lack of communication? Why is it there is no understanding? Let's go back to respect because people doesn't respect each other. And there was a question that I saw one day in Facebook, by the way. It says, what is the most important thing in relationship? But actually, that one it says in friendship relationship. But for me, I can put that in every relationship, even my relationship to myself. And that is respect. Respect is the most important of all because once there's a respect, there is love, there is a trust. You will always try to communicate, yeah, in EQ, okay, and you will do everything because
Correct.
you have respect to that
Yeah.
person. You have respect to yourself, yeah. Okay, I have another thing. I want to ask both of you about what can you say about categorizing a friend, okay? Because we all have different kind of friends. But for me, I think yes, categorize your friend. But for me, if that friend already disrespect you in one way, okay? Disrespect you for something. I will not categorize them.
Yeah.
I will
You will not,
detach them.
you won't
Because respect
categorize,
is very
so you
important.
won't categorize them as friend, just categorize them as an acquaintance.
Acquaintance, but not a friend.
Yes,
Not a friend. When I see them, I will say hello, hi.
yes,
But I will not give them a chance to hurt me again. I will not give them a chance to disrespect me. If ever they will respect me behind my back, that's fine because they are not my friend.
correct. So
Okay? And
that,
that's their choice. Disrespect me behind me, that's fine. But I always say that karma is a bitch. It will always go back to you. Whatever you do to other people, it will go back to you. And I will just give it balikat to you. That's
correct.
all. If
But
you don't,
you ask what, how do you categorize friends? You see, you have social friends. The
yes,
social friends is just for socializing, maybe good for your business, maybe good for your name, that you are brushing elbows with the rich and famous. So social friends, yan, you know. So you have people who are business friends. You know, you associate
mhm,
yourself because you trust them doing business with them. So that's why this is my business associate, my friend, you know, because there's no such thing as business associate and you are not your friends, because there's respect and trust. So that must be your
mhm.
business friends. So you
Yes,
don't talk about your problem at home to a business friend. You don't
yes,
wash your laundry to a social friend because
mhm,
they're not that close to you, right? These are just acquaintances. And then you have the superficial friends on Facebook.
superficial.
Superficial friends
Yeah,
is the hi, hello friends
mhm,
when you go to parties, you know. So
mhm,
the hi, hello friends where you are gathered privately a little bit, like 8 people, 10 people. These are your hi, hello friends. You also have some
mhm.
hi, hello friends. And then you've got your real close friends. Close means they know a little bit, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90% about you. And then you have your best friends who should know about 95% or 99% of you.
And
So,
your friend,
and who
choose
shall
yourself.
we entertain and talk to with our private thoughts should
Yeah,
be your
your private
best
thoughts.
friends and very, very close friends who you respect, where there's a mutual respect and admiration for each other. Because anything you would say, it will not be dissuaded, but it will be respected. And they say, agree to disagree, but it's still with respect, you know. And then
Still
either
with respect.
you will learn or I will learn, and that's what good friends are, close friends are. They always learn from each other because they disagree, they agree to disagree. Right?
Yeah,
So, yan lang.
yeah,
Isipin lang natin para hindi na tayo masasaktan. Kaya that's why before, I
exactly.
never have close friends. And I have only few best friends. Because I used to have a best friend and I was also hurt. So, ever since, then I try to choose who I tell myself, you know, to the close. But now, ayoko na. Huwag nang magbigay ng super close. Depende yan. There's also category of close friends. Close friends na sasabihin mo lang yung 50% about you, 60% about you, 70% about you, 80% about you. So then may close friends ka na 90% is very good na. But the 99% is your best friend.
Mhm.
So, yan yung category. Para hindi na tayo masasaktan. Kasi sometimes we give our passion, our heart, you know. So, from now on,
Totoo.
they have to prove to us that
Mhm.
they can be trusted because we have a mutual respect for each other and they respect highly. If they
Mhm.
respect you very well and high respect, these are the friends you should give. You
Mhm.
know, they understand, they seek to understand, and they have unconditional acceptance of who you are. Yun yun.
I also have the thing that I value friends who are with me during my downtime because not all the friends are friends.
Correct, yung
Most
99%.
most of the people are with you when you are happy,
Yeah,
but when you are down, at least like most of them is not with you.
correct.
You know.
So,
So the people who stays with you during that time, even though that time, kahit na pinapagalitan ka, pero nandyan pa rin sa'yo. Kahit na andyan pa rin yan sa'yo. Kasi
Correct.
sila yung,
I agree with you. There's a so-called best friends. Yung best friend among the 2 or 3 best friend or 4 or 5 best friend, meron kang best friend in need and indeed. A friend in need
kagaya,
and a friend indeed. So who are this? So you don't speak to a person who's not a good friend indeed in need about your financial problems. Hindi ka mangungutang sa somebody who's not a friend indeed and a friend in need. Na you have tried and she was there for you in need and indeed. So these are the good friends to keep, you know. So yeah, there's so many categories. That's why you have to have a piece of paper about you. Who
about
are
you.
you? Who are your friends? What are your
Yeah.
triggers? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? Dapat may
Yeah.
libro ka niyan. Kasi when you
Yeah.
are hurt, then you will say, because I made the mistake. She's not my friend in need, or she's not my best friend, or she's my friend 60%, 40%. Then you will know. Even list down the friends. Sino ba yung 60%? Sino yung 50%? Even with your family. Even with your daughters.
Exactly. Yeah. Even your family is included because that's still relationship.
Yes, that's why
That's still
put
relationship.
a grade. How many percent are they to you in regards to respect and trust and love?
Mm.
Di ba?
Yes,
So those
that's
are
correct.
little things that nurtures yourself. Who are the one who will really nurture you is when you choose who will nurture you. It's always choices. It's all about you. It's your choice. That's why sabi nila, happiness is a choice. And uh,
Thank you.
and it's always a choice. So tayo, it's your choice if you are hurt, because you choose that
Yeah,
person who hurt you and you allowed it. So diba,
exactly.
there's so much mindfulness to do if you want to nurture yourself. That you really have to
Nurture
write down
yourself.
and be sensitive about how you love yourself, how not to be hurt. That's why you should love yourself first,
Thank you.
right?
Yes.
Before loving each other. So,
Mm.
before we move on to how to nurture yourself soulfully or spiritually, and then add up thing, it seems like you want to say something, Professor Pam. Did you want to do?
Yes. Yes, I can you hear me?
Yes,
One of the things that is important in nurturing oneself is when you get hurt, it's normal. We live in a world full of trouble, huh? But it's that sense of resiliency. It's that sense of resiliency. Naririnig niyo ba ako?
yes.
Nakakat ba?
No, it's okay. I
So
will
it's
tell
okay.
you. I will tell you when you're cut. Just
So
go.
it's that sense of resiliency, meaning to say, my students are listening up, the social workers, that you are able to cope with the situation. So the success of a person is not measured by how much, as you said before. I remember that, cousin MK. Success is measured by not by how much you fail, but success is measured in a person, but by how many times she can be able to rise again and overcome the problems and situations and the failures. It that is success. It's how many times you rise and you move on and cope with the situation. Because if you don't, may psychosis ka, mahihirapan ka. Mental health is a
Yeah,
problem.
you'll get so
Well,
depressed.
mental health.
Yes, Eileen. Anything more? Did you say something? Did you want to say something, Eileen?
Hindi. Ano lang, lalabas lang ako sandali.
Okay. You can. May I go out ba? Okay. So we'll start and continue with the nurturing part of oneself spiritually or soulfully. Okay. And by the way, spend spending time with yourself in nature is very important for the mind,
Mhm.
because when the brain can have oxygen, everything, you think clearer and
Yeah.
better. And then also,
MK,
yeah.
can I take this opportunity because they are leaving? They might be leaving. You know, they are very active now. They are very active. I just want to say congratulations to those graduating class in the School of Social Work in Northern Christian College. And I'm so proud of all of you that you pass and you are graduating. I would like to extend my congratulations and acknowledgement for those Bachelor of Science in Social Work in my department. I came in on time, and I'm so proud of you. We have a summa cum laude from the
Wow.
Northern Christian
Mm-hmm.
University. We in the name of Clara Blanco, and another one is a cum laude in the name of Excelsis. I forget your name, but I'm so proud of you. Good luck. And after the graduation, you know, rest assured that I will be supporting you in your board examinations to break the barriers of problems in board examinations. And also, I would like to say good afternoon and hi to my Northern Christian family in Lawag City, to
Mm-hmm.
our president, PhD, a doctor in English and languages, Dr. Lowy Paraan, and all the rest of the deans and department heads of the school. Also, I take this opportunity. I don't know if they are watching or not. Again, Mariano Marcos State University batch. Um, yeah, I know you're watching. Stay healthy and stay fit. You know that you're. I know that you've been nurturing your health physically, mentally, and socially in this pandemic, and also the St. Louis University. Ang dami nila because I nurtured myself since I was in elementary until I reached the graduate studies and the law degree. So I have the Far Eastern University and the St. Louis University. If I miss something, some of my friends, some of my friends, I might have missed anything, my family. But thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again, again, again.
Okay.
Do not miss like and subscribe. Do not miss this program. We sure that everything, all the topics will be taken on far, far more and more in context. Thank you.
Okay.
Now we are
Thanks.
back to Eileen.
Yes, welcome back, Eileen. All right. So, in a nutshell, so I have some list here. So, nurturing yourself mentally is really get a pen and paper, get a notebook, and write down all the things you like, you don't like, you love, you don't love, friends in their different percentages of friendships, and families who you can trust and not trust and trust so much. So and the things that you would like to accomplish and you would like to improve on your talents and abilities, write it down how you can do it, so you need really a notebook for yourself, for self-love and nurturing, and then plan things to look forward to. So part of it will say, what do I look forward to in life, right? So if you can still, there are still things that you would like to look forward to in life, is to be able to have vacation in Greece. Ako, Santorini, I want to see the Santorini island, and I would like to have many lot of things that I still want to do. And keep your relationship in priority. Try to experiment on new things, but not new men or new girls, friends. Try to experiment things that you don't know yet, like cooking something, trying alkaline water, for example, instead of drinking acid water, and learn more what is alkaline water. Or you can ask me, that's my advocacy about water. And also take breaks from technology, social media. I think there are times we just have to switch it off for a few hours and clear your mind. Instead,
That's
go to that notebook that I told you, the likes and the don't likes, and try to grade your friends again. Baka bumaba na from 16 naging 14 na lang. Yung best friend mo, baka hindi na siya best friend, because nothing is permanent. If you don't
Yes,
grow up
nothing is permanent.
together, if you are not same mind with your best
Mm.
friend, sometimes na naiiba na yung closest best friend mo eh. You
Yeah.
know, kasi the
Yeah.
maturity level sometimes it goes up. So yung self-actualization, transcendence, yung transcending, dapat pareho kayo nagta-transcend and you're progressing. Yan ang good friends and best friends. Para, kasi pa ang best friend mo, di kayo pareho, paano?
Wala.
How would she or he understands you? Same with boyfriends, you know, or
Mm.
husband. Okay, try to create a relaxing ritual once a week. What's our rituals? Like maybe, you know, you can put lavender and thing just to freshen your mind. And they say bay leaf, you know, the dried bay leaves when you have anxiety and you feel uncertain and depressed. They say you have to burn those dried bay leaves. Just burn
Mhm.
it and just inhale it or let it live into your room, and they said you feel better. Or of course lavender, right? So what are rituals? There are times when I do ritual bathing. You know, I do rituals for my bath wherein I have to stay in the bathroom 1 hour and I have to clean
Mm.
every corners of my body, and I put all the nice
Yes.
things like body body, how do you call the scrubs, you know, scrubs for my, especially for my feet, you know, scrub, I know the real good shampoo for my hair. My ritual will be putting apple cider vinegar as my final rinse and then little rinse. So yun mga rituals that you really have to take care of yourself and nurture yourself. So may mga rituals na before you eat, you have to do this first, or so create your own rituals that nurtures yourself. And let it be a relaxing rituals too. It could be your ritual before you sleep is put a music, a delta healing music, you know, to ease your mind. And it could be somebody that music that will stop your overthinking, you know. So these are rituals when you wake up, and before you wake up, me, I do my stretches, my being thanking God and being prayerful to God and thinking, where am I from last night, where am I for today, and what I'm doing today. So those little rituals, you should keep it regularly, you know, because it really nurtures yourself. And then forgive yourself and people, spend time as much as possible in fresh air and with the nature, and appreciate always. Sometimes look at the tree or the plants in front of you, the flower in front of you, how nice it is. You know, we're already not sensitive enough and appreciative enough that there's even a tree next to you and in front of you in your on your window. Appreciate nature and be with nature. And then you will realize na ang ganda talaga ng trees, no? Could you imagine there's no green things that you see? See how God created the world in balance. Okay, so yung self-care, it comes with caring yourself physically, psychologically, emotionally, which we did, socially, professionally. It should be a work that you love. And the people you are working with should be healthy environment. Hindi yung galit na galit ka, kita mo pala in the morning, and then you wake up, galit ka na, you don't feel like going to your office. So you have to nurture yourself professionally too. So be in a career that you like. That's why fuel your passion so that you will know which career you're going to. And then environmental, you know, nurture yourself with the environment. So help the environment to be healthier, right? No smoke belching and all those stuff. Biodegradable from degradable. So save the sea, save the plants, and save the world. And then financial, you know, you should nurture yourself financially, meaning putting little savings as much as you can. So of course now we are in the spiritual. So those are the 8 areas. So we're going to talk about how you nurture yourself spiritually, because if you do, you can nurture the whole physical and mental and spiritual. Then you are soulfully nurtured. So let's talk about how do you nurture one's body and soul. So they say hindi ka pwedeng man-nurtured spiritually if you have a weak and unhealthy body. You know, so again, to be soulfully and spiritually healthy, you have to again be physically active and be active participating with your community and exercise, but don't stress. Okay? And of course, the diet is important kasi sabi niya, a healthy body needs a healthy mind and a spirit. No? You cannot serve God. You cannot serve your fellow man if you're unhealthy, right? All right. So, okay, then calming your mind. So, ano, how do you do that? How do you soulfully take care of yourself, Eileen?
Yes, spiritually, some people think that okay, spiritually is going to church, reading the Bible, all that. Yes, we do all that, but there's still other things that you have to do for yourself. How are you going to look after yourself spiritually? So all of the things you just said it out there. Now, if you look after your physical, your mental, psychologically, and emotionally, you are also doing it spiritually. Why? Because our body is borrowed. Our body is been given to us by God. So if we look after our body, we are we are thanking God. We are appreciating God what they gave to us, what He borrowed it to us, and that's spiritually. Because God will like what we're doing to our body. Appreciate God every second of your life, and looking after yourself is another way of appreciating what God gave to us. Am I right, Ate?
Correct, because they
So,
say the body
you know,
is the temple of God.
exactly. Yes. For me, this is not my opinion. This is my
Yes.
observation. Yeah. God is just like us. Yeah. God is just like us. Now, if we did something good to one of our friends, so we did something good to one of our family or to our colleague, sometimes we deserve even a thank you.
Correct.
Am I right?
Yes.
So we have to say thank you to God every second. Why every second? Because we're breathing good air. We're breathing well every second.
Yeah.
And people doesn't realize that because you know why? We have it every time. We are breathing well every time. So we forgot all about this. But once we cannot breathe well, once we cannot once this thing that God has been giving us and that we don't even remember that this is provided to us by God, but once this one is been taken out from us, this is the time that we will say, God, please give me tulungan mo akong huminga, tulungan mo akong ganito, ganito, ganyan. Appreciate God every second. Right now, I appreciate what we're doing. We're having all this
Yeah.
conversation.
It's
Why?
called
Because I can
gratitude. Be full
gratitude.
of gratitude.
Gratification, yes. Gratitude is really important.
Mm.
We say thank you to God because that's the only thing that God wants from us,
Okay.
nothing else. Yeah,
Yeah.
if we, but we have a lot of things to how to say thank you to God as well. Because sometimes we cannot say thank you to God after what we thank you God. No, so there's other things. Looking after yourself, looking after other people as well, or share our blessings. That's another way of saying thank you to God as well. Give back. You give back of what God has given to you. Because giving back is also one of the best things of saying thank you to God. Because not all of us has the same mindset. Not all of us is fortunate. It's because of the life that they choose, because I always said this is or everything here in this world is about choice. Choice what we think and what happened to our life is a produce of how we react and how we think and how we going to apply it to ourselves. So our some of the people are unfortunate that don't have that kind of mindset, so share it to them. Every sharing it to them like me, my other way of giving back is like I take care of my patient the way I want it to be
Yeah.
taken care.
Yeah.
And I do that every time I have a patient. I just remember just the very last patient I've seen yesterday. Oh, the other day that was Friday. Yesterday, Saturday I was working. She said to me, "Oh, you're so nice. You're so you really make me feel that I am loved by you. You really make me feel that you are so concerned about me. You don't even know me. We just met. And he said, I don't need to know you to take care of you. I don't need to I don't need to know you for a long time. Make you feel that you are loved because I'm making you feel that you are worth it, everything that what I am giving you. You
Yeah.
know, I am trying. That's the way. And sometimes also sharing my thoughts, sharing educational thoughts, how to look after, how to self care, how to self care, because nothing beats self care. So, as I said, not only going to church, yes, we do that already. That's the traditional. Going to reading the Bible, that's the traditional. But there's a lot of ways
Yes.
to look after yourself spiritually,
So what
and
I
that's
think
how.
in a nutshell, I can what you're trying also to say is yes, to give your gratitude is every morning for the life of breath, the breath of life. If you know that you're breathing, you better thank God. That alone, you should already thank God
Better
in the
than that.
morning that you are safe the whole night, you are awake and still breathing. And then having the golden
Yes,
rule, like we are doing with your patient, is do unto others what you like others do unto you. As you mentioned before, I would like that one day when I become a patient, that the karma of the nurse who's going to take care of me, they will do the same as what I did to my patient. Yeah, do the golden rule: do unto others what you like others do unto you. That's the good biokarma, by so do good so that goodness also will come to you. So that's being soulful and spiritual, right? Without being religious. I mean, I have nothing to
without
do
being
with
religious.
people with very religious and do
Not to pray
rosaries,
rosary.
rosary, Bible study every day, and
Yes,
verses
that's
and
part of it. I am not taking that
memorizing the
off.
verses and also going to church and kneeling down for hours and hours. But the real spirituality is it doesn't have to be so much known religion, but to really uh, be full of gratitude, be full of faith that everything, that there is some a universe there or power stronger than you. And yung respect na lang, as you said, respect others, love yourself as you would love others. Because there are two commandments, di ba? Love God with all your heart, might, mind, and strength, because you have to love the creator of you. And then the second greatest commandment
Yes.
now is love one another. Love as you would give your love to yourself. So love one another as you would love yourself. So if you just base these two commandments, that's being spiritual, and it should always comes with love and respect, or respect then love. All right. So yan yung sinasabi mo, di ba? Like you were trying to say. So another way of being nurturing spiritually, or being soulful, nurturing, is to really own your story. Meaning, you, based on who you are, with your good core values, and based on the freedom, that you have the freedom, nurture that freedom, that you can think and you can do whatever is good for your body and for others and for your country and for your environment. That freedom alone is very good, and you should nurture that. And then when you choose your own story, it's because you're living your own good core values from good virtuous principles. You know, you are doing things because you are of good character, and you're doing it within the morality and respect for and love for others. So when you own your story that way, based on your good core values, then you become the best version of yourself, and then you can own your story. Then you can say, "Oh no, I became like this because my parents were not good enough, and I didn't come from a good family, and I'm not rich and like this." No. So that's what it
No.
means to nurture yourself spiritually, is to own your story, so that
Mm-hmm.
when you want to tell about them, about yourself, it's based on all the good core values that you have done in life. That's its owning.
Mhm.
Don't say na your life is bad because somebody did it to you.
Yeah,
It's
but
yeah.
don't blame
Remember
other.
all our choices, right? Right?
Yeah, don't blame other people to what happened to your life, because
Yeah.
it's all because of your choice, how you reacted, and how you decide things. It's
Yeah,
all yours.
yeah.
So
I come also
own
from
it.
a broken family, and they say, yeah, because I have a broken family and my dad, blah blah
No.
blah. No, I mean, I made myself a better version of what people expect. Kasi sabi nila, mga kawawa yan kasi iniwanan. That's why they are more liabilities to the or they are not having good decisions of life. No. So from now on, own your story based on good core values. Yung
Yes.
sarili mong value that out of respect for yourself and for others. Yun lang yun. And out of loving yourself. And because you love yourself, you would also like to extend that kind of love to another person. Right? So,
Hmm.
yung golden rule talaga is important.
Important.
Yeah, do unto others what you like others do unto you, right? And that's the karma thing. Based on that, if you say you don't do unto others what you don't like, others will also don't do it to you. Right? So yeah, and so what else? So they say,
And then, can I say something
yeah,
about spirituality? Kasi iba yung religiosity sa spirituality,
correct.
right? Sabi nga, one of the five outcomes of a healthy person is being, di ba? Being healthy, being safe, making positive contributions to society, achieving and economic stability. Making positive contributions to society. Um, in relation to that, by spirituality, it says we have to strengthen our faith with God. So, but faith is useless or nothing at all without active works. That's why we engage in different advocacies. We try to make a difference in the life of others. So even if you have faith, you go every day to church, you go. I'm not saying I'm anything against them. Any religion, I'm not against any religion because I respect religion. Kung sino-sino yung ibang tao, I respect individuality. We respect your identity. We respect different cultures. We respect different ethnicity, individuality. Each person is unique. But generally, pag spirituality yan, you practice what you preach. As Eileen, as my sister, Eileen says here, practice what you preach. What do you do? As I've said, that's why you attend, pageantry, you want to be closer to God because it says in the scriptures, talagang totoo, is you have to help other people to make a difference in their lives. It comes back to you. It comes back to you.
Yeah,
If it's not within your family, it's not only within your family, it comes back to you. It's all those who need help, the children, the women, those who need your help. You try to make a difference in their lives. Don't be a part of the problem. Be a solution to the problem. And
be a
that, I
part of the
think, is faith
solution.
and
Yes,
spirituality.
correct.
Thank you.
I like that. So that means faith in action yan, di ba? Sabi niya, faith with no action is like a dead symbol. So it's very important that your faith should be in action. If you love God as you say, and you love yourself, then you should also show that. And uh, what you were trying to say is, yeah, advocacy comes from the faith in action. If you really believe to give back, because you have so much, I must give. All right. But even if you don't have much, if you give, it's even appreciated by God. even more, right? So faith in action. So also how to nurture ourselves spiritually or to be happily, soulfully healthy is to meditate and ponder where you are with your faith. Di ba? So, di ba it needs meditation and being alone, and then you start thinking or analyzing where you are at loving God, where you are at loving other people, where you are at showing your love for others because God loves you so much and God has given you much. Ang may kanta nga I'm given much, so I must also give. So, yun, yung meditation is important to be spiritually nurtured. Kasi, if you don't start to audit all the good things, baka mas marami yung bad things, and too much worldly things versus to the goodly and godly things you have done in life. Pag na-outweigh yung godly and goodly, then you better start assessing because you are not nurturing yourself spiritually. By the way, as Eileen said, our body is made of physical and spiritual. You know, you have to nurture and feed your body as well as you should nurture and feed your spirit. And the way to feed your spirit is doing and knowing the good things in life. It's practicing those good core values in life. You know, making all the good things or virtuous things in action. So being a good example and being a good influence towards others because of the good things that you do. This is one way of, how do you call this, nurturing yourself spiritually. Kasi pag hindi mo pinapakain yung spirito mo ng good things in action, then it becomes hungry. Diba? Because it needs selflessness to be spiritually fed. Yung selfishness para sa physical lang yun. Pero yung nurturing your physical is to feed it with good deeds towards others and of course to you first. Alright, so also another thing is fuel your passion. So what does it mean when you fuel your passion? It's good for the spirit. So how do you fuel your passion, Eileen?
Fuel my passion. Have interest of it.
Pardon?
Every single thing that you make sure you have interest of it, and then widen your knowledge about it. Like for example, about my passion, to be honest, because the center of my life right now is my work and my profession. So how am I going to widen my knowledge to be a good nurse, to be a person who's providing help to my patients, and also to be a good mother? How am I going to learn more about my kids? So that's the kind of passion that I wanted to fuel more. And my kids, especially now, my kids, I wanted to have more time with them now that they are grown up because I can see that they will have their own life soon. And, I brought them up independent, so obviously they are independent and they want to be away from me up in the end that they think that they're already settled. So for you, my passion, how am I going to look after myself? How am I going to look after myself mentally and physically? And my relationship to myself and to God. That's the kind of passion as well that I want to fuel because for me, that's also one of the important things in my life. And what do you call this? How am I going to respect more myself so that people will, I'm not saying that, I'm good, but you have to try to be a good role model to your kids, model to your patients.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
as I said, you have to do is start it all from yourself, and then people will see it. If they like it, he can always, okay, I want to do that. I want to do that because I like doing that. I like what he's doing. Oh, my mom is like this, so I'm gonna do the same thing, things like that. So that's the kind of fuel my passion I'm doing right now.
Okay, so you mean fuel one of your passion are your children and your family. So you fuel your passion by giving a good example, showing them good things, right? But when I ask about fueling our passion, is also trying to bring value to what you love to do, to things that you like it could be your job being a nurse, it could be my mentoring in modern applied psychology. So I try to put more value into it by research, by studying more, by studying everything that's connected to modern applied psychology, and that's what it means by fuel your passion. Read books, watch movies that connects to your passion. Maybe you can learn more, and be consistent. That yeah, this is my passion, so I have to feed it. Put more things that will fuel it to become more and become better at what you do. So also I wrote down here, so play when you know your passion, right? Yung things that you love to do, play to that strength, yeah, and then play on the talents and gifts that God gave you. Improve upon it. Do something about it. You might even earn from it. That's what I mean by fueling your passion. Just like you are a rapid nurse, right? You are doing further studies, more about related to healthcare and nursing.
Yeah,
Maybe one day you can be a doctor. So that's one way of fueling your passion
yeah,
for serving on the health side. So like what I did to me, I'm doing a lot of research and studies, and I read a lot of books pertaining to understanding behaviors of human, why they say and do what they do and say. So and then yeah, so fueling is practicing your passion. Do something, try it, work on it, because there's a certain passion that like me, I like cooking. So now finally Chef Jareen and me are fueling that passion. So I said, let's see if people will buy it. And so we did. We don't know that people might like or don't like, but then it seems like, praise God, that because we fueled our passion, we even improved the food, how it is served to us, even better, and then people now are buying. So that's one way of fueling your passion, is do something and improve upon it, but do it. Do something about it. So that's fueling. So another way, what else do you think, how you are fueling your passion? Are you still, you still have things that you like to do, like you love to do? Lucky, it's your passion, empowering women, right? So how are you fueling yourself, empowering yourself and others? How are you fueling it?
Oh, okay. Yeah. How about you feel by empowering my fellow nurses, fellow women? I mean, women. Um, right now, what I'm doing is like most of the time, like if I'm with my friend, I tell them about self love. I tell them what it's a good thing, how to look after themselves mentally, physically, everything what you said right now here, I try to share that to them. Also, even to my friends. That's the kind of empowerment that I'm doing to them. And then that's the kind of share
Yes,
good thoughts to them,
correct.
and share what the good things that you're doing to yourself and you think it's good. It's really good to share it to other people. You
Yes,
understand what I mean? And then also, uh, like me, I'm enjoying doing modeling, but being a part-time model. So I try to encourage other people. Do you like to, you want to be a model? You want to do, just to feel good, even just one day? Come. I will,
yeah,
I'll show you how it works. Things like
yes,
that. So yeah, I encourage them to. to make look feel good, and to make them experience what I have experienced. Because for me, I'm enjoying it. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's
if we have the same level of enjoyment or whatever, maybe they'll enjoy it too.
yeah.
So that's
So
another thing of what I do.
yeah, that's a good way of fueling your passion. Like you like to be on a stage where you can, because you like to dress up, you like nice clothes,
Yes,
and you have the elegance to show it to the world. So why not be a model, right? So you're fueling it now by joining modeling events, right? And then you are also, others have asked you how to walk or teach them how to be a model. So you've been, I'm sure you've helped others. So that's one way of fueling it, because the more you share of what you know, the better you become even of what you know. Because along the way you learn things na, maybe if you do this pala, it's better. And so sharing is getting more. They say the more you give, the more you get. And when you share something, you also learn again. Because when you shared it to somebody and then the effect is kind of different from what you expected, you learn again, right? So really that's good. The sharing is very important, and that's also feeding your spirit, spiritually healthy. So they say you also have to practice grounding. Oh, what happened to both of you? You have to practice grounding, they said, cousin. So what does it mean to be grounded? You know, to me, being grounded or practicing grounding is knowing who you are, what you are capable of through your abilities, talents, and skills, and then authenticity, is the key to be grounded. Yung no pretense, no artificiality. And as they say, I always say, don't be a copy of someone else. Nothing beats originality. So be grounded of who you are. Don't pretend to be somebody else. What's grounding to you? What is practice grounding to you, Pam?
I mean, grounding to me is being being able to follow your routines and not sacrificing your values, and
Mm-hmm.
also you know don't let other people disrespect you. The reason why um, other people are disrespected because they allow the person to disrespect them. So if it is an unhealthy relationship, and it is if it is it's not a relationship that is beyond repair and it becomes toxic, I think it's time to move out from the relationship.
So just being
And
to be grounded is
I
parang,
said once and again, grounded on the negative relationship, and also if you try to follow what you want, your choices, allowable choices. You're not being controlled by your decisions. You're not surrendering your fashion, and you're developing all your potentials. Then there is no way of um, coming to disrespect yourself and not nurturing yourself. And I believe that is more important than grounding or anything. But if you allow, again, others to disrespect yourself, I think I'm having a little bit of problem with my connections. Na chap-chappy ako eh. So,
I'll be the one to
but
tell
it's
you if you're
coming back to
choppy.
me.
No, I will be the one to tell you.
Now, like I said, be mindful of everything that you do, you know, and be mindful of the people that you meet. Be mindful of, the pathway that you want to have. Like, be mindful of your decisions and your priorities. Because in the end, if you fail, there is no one to blame but yourself, because you need you're the only one who made the decision. You prioritize this, and that's your own decision. So make sure you have good decisions,
Yeah.
priorities, and also keep cultivating your talents, passion, follow your passion, and your potentials. And I assure you, that is uh, that kind of personality that you want to be, a healthy person with a mind, body, and soul. And also, because if you have that empowered mind, body, and soul, and potential, you become economically stable. And I
Yes.
think that is a total personality, total being, total well-being, and nurturing
Yeah.
of a person.
Okay, so that's being grounded.
Okay.
So how that's how you do grounding yourself, because being grounded is
Mm-hmm.
again based on no pretense. You are grounded to your values. You are grounded to the good beliefs that you believe. You are grounded to your faith. So you are not basing your action or your decision on pretense. You know. So how about
Okay. Mm.
being soulful and nurturing spiritually is saying affirmation. So I'll give you example. You can, yes, you can. One of my affirmation is, yes, you can. Nothing is impossible if you will it. You know. So and another affirmation for me, if it's God's will, then it is His will, and everything will happen. So are there any affirmation that you tell yourself? I just gave you two examples,
Okay.
Pam.
Other things that I always make affirmation of myself is that, like I've said, follow my passion and do what I love to do, and that is, being an educator. In that way, I can be able to inspire um, especially the young generation. I want to inspire them and make them empowered to follow their dreams and passion. I want to, make them understand that with a passion, you have to have some sense of patience, determination, and, closeness, and being faithful to the commands of the commandments of God. I'm sorry that I cannot talk well because the yung bumabalik sa akin,
Yeah,
yung
but you sound okay.
nagre-re-echo.
Yeah, but you sound okay. So
If I might sound okay in your part, but bumabalik sa akin. But anyway,
but I think you have to
another
switch off your cell
I'm
phone and your other
happy to.
stuff so that you don't get the echo. It's when you are open
Okay.
with other media gadgets. So anyway, so affirmations are your taglines in life that you affirm yourself with. Like, I am who I am. I am Marlene Craig, and I love myself and I respect myself, or something like that. Or affirmation like, all is well, everything will be well, God is in command. Those are the affirmation that I give, and I always affirm that if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Those are the affirmation. But I also believe in that affirmation that if you will it, if you want it to happen, it will happen. So yun yung mga affirmation. What happened to Lucky Nelia? So at the end, also yung practice gratitude, which we already started talking about it earlier. So all be well,
Mhm.
and then I am good. Think positive. That's gratitude, and also thank God and the universe for the breath of life, and thank you for all the life lessons and wisdom, whether it's good or bad. You thank God. So that's gratitude. They say bless those that curse you, diba?
Mhm.
And I think I kind of believe the bless those that curse you, because if you curse back, it will come back again to you. So there will be no ending of the cycle of bad karma. So it's better that you pray for them and you stop there, para the karma will just remain. The bad karma will remain to that person. So what do you think of practicing gratitude? So how do you do that, Pam?
Um, gratitude is so important. It's just, in a different culture, I've been to Europe. People always say thank you. Okay, but in the Philippines, they don't always say thank you. You know,
You
they
think
just
so?
smile at you. But
I
one
really.
of the things that is important every day when I wake up is to thank God that I have a very healthy and good sleep, because breathing and sleeping, having good appetite, having good night's sleep is also a form of being thankful to God for everything that you have. Being also, I would like also to say something about the values of education for those who are listening, my students. And I always tell them this affirmation that education is essential. However, humility is the key. My students and some friends, I always tell them that no matter how high your, scholastic records, you have all the titles and everything, but you don't know how to communicate and to respect yourself and respect other people in the way you think, the way you talk, useless din ang pag-aaral mo. Kasi importante ang humility and also communication. The world easy to live in kung nagkakaintindihan ng mga tao. But when you try, another affirmation is that communication, when you don't understand something, try to go back and talk to the person, understand their intentions. What is their intention? Because miscommunication and misunderstanding makes the relationship go away. So, but after all that you've done and everything, you've done your best. You've done everything you can. However, the person doesn't want to understand, doesn't want to respect herself. Maybe it's time to disassociate and disconnect. Another one last important is that every person is unique. Every person has its own racial and family background. So we were raised in a different environment, and it is important to remember respect for the inherent worth and dignity of man. So each one of us has our own strengths and weaknesses. That is why I love studying psychology and social work before I went to the College of Law. Because even if I got the highest achievement or the highest degree, if I don't understand the feelings and relationships and how I relate with men, mahihirapan din ako sa korte, di ba?
Okay.
So, that's about man.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, so what you're trying to say is educational attainment, ranks, position, names, fame, and money is nothing if you don't have emotional intelligence.
Humility.
Oh, emotional
Mhm.
intelligence, because emotional intelligence comes with self-awareness, na knowing who you
Yes.
are, what you are, and how you are at doing things, and then you have
That's why.
empathy.
Mhm.
Of course, emotional intelligence comes with empathy, social skills, communication skills, and always motivated to do something that's good. So, dun sa communication skills, it should be you're able to relate well to yourself and to relate with others. So, importante talaga yung
One,
emotional
one,
intelligence.
one last affirmation. You know, um, one last affirmation is that when a person talks to you, start where she is. You try to understand. Kasi kami, psychologists and social workers, we try to start where the client is, the person is. That's why and also in applying a job, we have the knowledge and skills. But one thing in employment, my students know that attitude and character is number one when you try to apply. In any organization, in any association, in any kind of employment, it's not only the scholastic level aptitude. They have to, number one now for them is attitude and character.
Yeah.
Because your conduct matters.
Yeah.
As I've said, be a part of solution to a problem, not a part of the problem.
Correct.
Be a part of solution.
So nurturing oneself is really a process. It comes a process of making you feel good physically and being well and healthy physically, as well as being well in your mind and happy of your dispositions in life, and being soulfully happy, meaning there's a balance of good physical, mental, and spiritual, how do you call this, balance of spiritual elements in what you do. So, dapat balance lagi yan, right? So, nurturing is a process. It's a big process. It's a continuous process. The more you know, the more you increase your knowledge in nurturing yourself, the better you become. All right, so that's it. Where is Eileen? Did she leave? Did she say she has to go somewhere? So, yes, there are so many. These are the key dimensions of taking care of your well-being, emotionally, physically, psychologically, and spiritually. All right, so Pam, so where did she go? So thank you very much. It seems like Lucky is gone, but thank you for
I think
participating.
Lucky is meron time ang nasa hotel siya kasi she just came from the
Okay,
Maharlika judging.
yes.
And
Are they there packing?
I think she has time yung breakfast niya. So I think she
So
left a message here.
okay.
They're
So,
closing actually. So
thank
she
you,
was
thank
saying
you,
to me
thank you,
here.
Lucky, wherever you are. Thank you, everyone who's been watching. And also to you, Pam, Professor Cousin, thank you for participating in how nurturing
One last
ourselves.
shout out. Can I? There is already the ongoing enrollment for the first semester of 2021-2022 in the School of Social Work in Northern Christian College. It is a course acknowledged by the Commission on Higher Education, and it's also oversees MK on empowering people. So if you want to study, humans, how to help people and how to, help people help themselves. Di ba? Sabi natin, how do you teach a person? Rather than tayo kasi as Filipinos, we always give money. But teach a person how to fish and she will have her own life empowered and eat fish the whole, all her life. Kasi kung puro dole out, ganon. So, we got pageantry, we have advocacy. But if you study the scientific way of helping the less fortunate people or children, women, OFW, youth, elderly, for those, who have advocacies, this is the proper course that you have to study. And this one is acknowledged also worldwide. Because I myself practice as a social worker also in Europe before. And you can visit www.ncc.edu.ph. We have students from overseas So it is a Christian school, and I'm concerned about the data problem among the students at the moment. I want to help them and empower them with their studies para hindi magkaroon ng depression, di ba? One of the reasons why we have depression is this one. But with our college, we are encouraging only, about time to time online, but most of we have a very comprehensive and updated now the modules.
Okay.
So and please, I'm trying to encourage everyone to enroll in college for those who are interested. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and thank you everyone. And please, again, don't forget to subscribe and then press that bell icon so that we will notify you for our next videos. Thank you, everyone.